everybody, how's it going? I would figure I would approach the subject of tie downs, because either you use them or you don't. You think they're a training tool, or you don't, or you think they're a quick fix, or you don't. I personally do not like tie downs. A lot of people are going to say, well, they can be used for barrel racing, and they're used for roping, and they're used for this, and they're used for that, and they help a horse to stop rearing, and they help a horse's head not to go up. I can guarantee you that a horse is going to rear, and it will still rear with a tie down on if it's got a problem. That's just pretty much how it's going to go. Unless you get to the bottom of it and fix it, the horse is still going to rear even with a tie down on. Now, for keeping a horse's head down, sure, I guess I could see the use of that. If you don't like your horse's head very high, I could see that. But however, it's still a band-aid and a quick fix. Ropers use it for balance. Now, I'm not saying that that's what it should be used for, but most ropers, all ropers, are backed into a box, and the horse really has no way to really, start itself off really well like a barrel horse does. So when the horse pushes off, it's got to have something to brace to be able to pick itself up and bring itself forward and jump out of the box. Now, I can see a tie down used for that, but a tie down for barrel racing, I cannot see a tie down being used for barrel racing. If you watch a barrel race, you will watch and you will see a horse go out there and perform a run a little different than a horse that doesn't have a tie down on. If you really watch, you'll see a difference. A horse that runs with a tie down on is and will run different than a horse that is able to have its head and put its head wherever it wants to. They're not used for balance, honestly. They're not, and they shouldn't be used for balance around the barrel pattern or on a barrel horse, because the horse needs to balance off of itself. A true trained barrel horse will balance off itself and will properly use itself to put its butt underneath itself, to move its front end, to put its head down, to do whatever. A proper barrel horse will know how to use himself around the barrel. I have seen people take tie downs off of barrel horses and go out there and try to make a run, and the horse completely falls apart because it hasn't built up the proper muscle to actually balance itself. The tie down is a quick fix for barrel racing. I just can't appreciate them. They're not a training tool, because honestly, with the problem that you have, if your horse's head is too high, go back and fix it. As soon as you pick up on those reins, you should be able to have your horse's head tuck or go down. That's what they should do. When you pick up on the reins, your horse's head shouldn't go up. I mean, when you look at it like this, the horse won't stop, so you put a bigger bit in its mouth. Okay? Now that you put a bigger bit in its mouth, the horse is going to need a tie down because it's avoiding your hands and lifting its head real high. You put a tie down on it, and then you've just covered up two major problems that could have been easily fixed if you had gone back to the basics and fixed it. Horses should be able to travel underneath this correctly. They should be able to tuck their heads. They should be able to collect. They should be able to travel underneath this correctly. And if they're not traveling correctly, then it's something to do with the rider. And yes, conformation does play in part to if a horse can truly collect or if it truly can't with a rider on its back. 9 times out of 10 a horse can collect. I really don't like tie downs. I just don't. They're not a useful tool. A lot of people think they are, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like this video, and I could really care less, because this is my opinion, and I might sound stupid to most of you, but I truly believe that it is a quick fix. I am the person that will go back to the basics and figure out the issue and not use something to cover it up. A tie down doesn't teach anything, because once you take it off, the horse is going to go right back to doing what it was doing. Tie down doesn't fix. It prevents, but it doesn't fix. It's a quick fix. It doesn't fix. If you really want to fix a high-headed horse, or a horse that won't stop, or a horse that rears, or a horse that whatever, get back to the basics, figure out what's wrong, and fix it, because obviously it has a hole in its training. I mean, that's pretty much the whole thing. It has a hole in its training. And now some people are going to come up and be like, well, pro rodeo horses, they run with tie downs on. You know what? That's all fine and dandy, and they're out making money, but my personal view is I don't like tie downs, because I truly believe that they don't work, and a horse should be able to work off itself and not have to brace against something for balance. So, that's just how I feel about tie downs. This is like the third time I've had to do this video because I've really had to think about what to talk about. I know people may not appreciate it, and I know people aren't going to see my views as their own, and you know what? That's completely okay. So I just wanted to approach the subject, and whether or not this was a good video for you or whether it was, just let me know. And I would be happy to discuss with you. If we can discuss it maturely, I will gladly talk with you about it. But if you're going to be rude, then you can just, putter along and not comment, or, roll your eyes and move on. I don't really care. So for who this helped, I hope it helped, and for who it didn't, I'm sorry. So you guys have a good day now.